And welcome, you shilly little buggers out there. And welcome to, well, it's not the 42 show. Dick Dawson's an idiot. He put the wrong title up on the show. Instead of PubChat, it's the 42 show. But no, it's not. It's not the 42 show. Dick Dawson, explain yourself.
Yeah, wrong clicky, wiki, and the wrong placey. But what are you going to do?
Well, we're gonna have to take it from your wages.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So you mean I owe money now? Because
Yeah. So, yeah, if you send in any super chats, Dick's not getting a penny.
Yeah. Shocker.
No, he does anyway, because he sent it to some strange bold guy in Ukraine for some fucking strange reason.
Yeah, and the guy needs to learn how to shave. I mean, it's glass houses and all, but come on,
He's good at the top, not so much underneath.
That's true. I think he's just got his head rotated around the wrong way. Maybe. As you can tell, I'm still not better yet. Sorry about that. So I do apologise now for any sniffles. You can't do them at the same time.
I will mute myself when I blow my horn, which will, which I do quite frequently. But I'm surprised I'm surprised I can still reach these days, but anyway.
So we wanted to talk to you all about something that really affects us all in a core way, right down to the deep principles of being. How bad do you think modern radio sucks? Because I can't even turn it on anymore. It is awful.
Is it?
See, exactly. Do you even bother?
Only every now and then when I'm in the car. I mean, I don't think even we have a radio in the house anymore, like you used to.
It's gotten to the point where Dr. Dre is remixing Justin Bieber. It's probably coming, but it's so bad. It's just, oh God. So
that's not radio's fault necessarily, though, is it?
Well, they play what they're programmed to because of these 30 songs might sell, so that's all we're allowed to play. I mean, it's horrible.
Well, yeah, I mean, it depends on the commercial radio station, because there's some commercial radio stations that I've got tuned in on my car, which are old golden oldies, going back to 70s golden oldies.
I can't get that where I live. Doesn't
70s and 80s and sometimes 60s music, but
good music.
Yeah, but even then, it's still like a particular choice, and they recycle a lot. I mean, it's like there was a point.
That's true. Even the classic rock. You know what? We are already demonetized. What have we done?
Yeah, pissed off the radio stations, obviously. but there was a time when I had the car switched to this station, and every time I got in the car and turned the ignition, there was a David Bowie song being played.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. When it comes to classic rock radio stations and that kind of thing, they also have a very small select playlist they use as well. I really miss the days when a DJ could do a lot of their own stuff, and you could lock in on the personality of the DJ and go, yeah, I like that person's show. And you knew that it was going to be it would be that one DJ who, when they play Rush, instead of playing Spirit of the Radio, they play the entire side one of 2112 or something epic, that's how it's done,
Yeah, we used to have a couple of radio DJs like that over here in the UK on BBC Radio, whether it was Radio 1 or Radio 2 or even Radio 3, whatever.
Yeah,
and there was some famous names. I can't remember their bloody names, but they literally did play whatever they wanted, and it was really really off the wall and completely not on any playlist whatsoever.
Yeah,
they were very popular.
Yeah, the kind of show where you're going to hear Frank Zappa and I mean, I bring this up just because one of my all-time things would have been to be a DJ who could spin his own tracks. I would just have loved that job. But by the time I was old enough to even try to get that job, that job was gone.
Yeah.
Right?
That era had gone.
Yeah. Like Andrew Petrie in the chat says, Dawson is Dr. Johnny Fever. That's exactly where the fellow babies and stuff comes from. I would just love to be the real version of that guy, right?
Wolfman Jack.
Yeah,
Wolfman Jack
I love that guy, man. When I was young, he was amazing.
Oh, excuse me. I need to get a nice cold glass of wine too.
Yeah. It was Sally in the chat says, I guess we need Radio Dick. Well, we used to do a thing where I would pretend to be that DJ guy, and we would call it DJ night. And I would go live, and I would be a DJ host, and I would just play commercial music. And sure, we would get a lot of copyright claims, but not strikes or anything. So the channel was fine. It was just they monetized the show. A few years ago on New Year's, I got the Shills 95 copyright claims in one live stream by playing copyright music as a DJ. But that's a couple of years ago, and YouTube's policies with copyright on live streams is so intensely harsh now that it's almost impossible now. Hey, Rick, how you doing, buddy? So we don't really get to do that. But what we're, Clive Wells in the chat, he remembers. That was epic, wasn't it, Clive? That was such a great night. But we're going to be able to do this kind of thing, once a month or whatever, in the new Discord that, if I wasn't an idiot, would be ready to give you the link to today. But as I'm saying it, I realized I should have shut my mouth because I didn't. I
have been nagging him, just people in the chat, just so you know.
Yeah.
There's one clog in the system, and that clot is Dick Dawson.
Well, we're in the middle of setting up, Google Cloud Sync. You got Google Drive, Google Docs, and all that stuff and whatnot. We now have our own server for the Shills, and we're setting up all of our own cloud sync and this and that and blah blah in the background. And I've been lost in it for a few days, and I better pull my head from my ass and get the Discord stuff finished with you. But but then we're going to have, we've got our domain now. It's going to be theshills.live. There's going to be a website there, some blog stuff and whatnot.
There's going to be a holding page for about 3 months.
That's probably accurate. Yeah. Hey, anybody watching, if you're a web developer and you work for, six packs, let me know. Yeah, because unless I go back and use an old Mac that can still run iWeb, I'm not sure I can make a web page. But
I'll have to dig through some of my old Macs, either I've still got iWeb on there somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, Rick. Hey, great sleep and have a good day tomorrow. Rick the Ukrainian. What a great guy. Cool. Great to see you, buddy. Great show today, too. I got to watch some of it, but I was parenting, so I only got to say hi in the chat once, and then I was busy. Such is life, right? So what pisses you off, Dunk?
Oh, where do you want to start? I've got loads of stuff to talk about. Yeah. Now, talking about Ukraine, I've noticed this slight trend in a lot of channels that do reporting on Ukraine, and they're not usually from Ukrainian people. They're from, should we just say, Northern America, maybe? And I've noticed a trend where, remember Zaporizhzhia, the nuclear power station that the Russians were threatening to blow up. Now, there would be clickbait for weeks on their channels. The Russians are about to blow up Zaporizhzhia, and they're going to do this. And there's a lot of clickbait in their thumbnails, their titles. Russians have been destroyed, and all this kind of stuff. And it's never really happened. Zaporizhzhia is still there. It hasn't blown. But now here's the thing. Now it's still under threat. But I always got the impression from some of these streamers that they fucking wanted the Russians to blow it up. It's almost like they were almost like wishing it to happen just so they got something meaty to stream about.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, there's this strange dichotomy of wanting to have a really catching title and thumbnail and needing content to deliver that's on point, because even if your mission is purely wholeheartedly to inform and support it within the Ukraine situation, you still are fighting the YouTube demon algorithm to make sure that you can even fulfill the mission.
Yeah, but if you look at our thumbnails for Ukraine Update, they're literally Ukraine Update with Starsky. I think there's only been
I'm a lazy sod. I mean,
no, but I think there's only been a couple of times we've actually put in something like a breaking news story that was coming out of Ukraine.
Yeah, I can't be bothered.
No, it's not a case of just not being bothered.
Well, it's not the show we do either.
Yeah, but but you understand what I'm saying, though. I just feel like they want, World War III just so they got something to stream about. It's just weird.
Yeah. It's I struggle with the whole, do you be more honest or do you go a little clickbaity with stuff and whatnot? So that side, I really understand the duality, right? And
we've been accused of being clickbaity when we do the clip shows.
Which is ridiculous, right? Because we're just trying to share a cool moment with people that didn't probably sit through the whole live stream. Because let's face it, YouTube is based on 8-minute videos these days, not 2-hour live streams or whatever, right? Yeah.
That's why why this show's going to be 8 minutes long.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. What the? Okay. I was trying to tag somebody's name I see right there, Mysterious Mermaid and the Missing Shill. Hello, but it wouldn't tag, and I can't type all that. So hi. That's just too much.
Yeah, I've never understood why you can't tag certain people.
Yeah, every now and then it doesn't work. I don't understand that. I mean, it's only 2023. How long has YouTube been doing this now?
I don't know. Who was it? Mysterious
Autistic Shill. Just continuously twisting that name around.
Yeah, no, I can't tag either.
Yeah. Yeah, see? She must have just twisted the name recently because you can't tag her.
Talking of YouTube channels and twisted things. Now there was a channel that used to be rather big and rather busy. I'm not gonna say the name of it. But recently they did a video, a live stream about UFOs, and the title was "Are UFOs Real?" Except they spelled UFOs UFOS ''S.
Yeah.
Now, people in the chat, if there are any, it's like anybody who's proficient with grammar. Can anybody tell me what? Hang on, I'm going to actually write it down. I'm going to write it down. Can somebody please explain to me what this means? UFOs ''S. And are they real? Are UFOs is real?
Are UFOs is real?
And I hate to say it, but this was coming from a channel that likes to see themselves as very intellectual, and I couldn't fathom it at all. Now that wasn't the worst of it. They had a guest on. I suppose would be their pro UFO expert, but it was just some young girl who has just obviously read a lot of stories.
Yeah,
that was it, and she was getting all really excited because she'd read a story recently that was really terrifying because the aliens had glowing red eyes, and that's never happened before. Now, there's two takeaways from that. Okay, are you sure that's never happened before? You just never read it about it before? And if it hasn't happened before, don't you think there'd be some kind of commonality with aliens? And going, oh, I'm dying. Sorry, I had a big clear up there. Yeah, it was just such a strange behavior to have and a strange guest to have on. It was just utter gibberish.
I'll have the discussion about UFOs being unidentified flying objects versus alien craft and anal probes and crop circles and stuff. No problem. But I'm not sure that I could sit down and have a discussion with somebody based on our aliens flying around visiting us, because okay, you think you've got some evidence. All right. But let's put physics into the equation and finish this talk, shall we? Because it all gets a little farcical then. Come on.
Well, the problem is her evidence is basically people's testimony and what's been written down. That to her is evidence. And she was believing every single moment of it. And that's not how you do an evidence-based thing.
No.
Which also brings me on to another talking point I can come to in a minute after I've had a good cough and a splutter. Okay. So you can take over.
All right. Oh, God. At least he found the mute button.
Yeah. I got to it quick enough.
Now, I'm not saying that weird shit doesn't happen and so on. And there's people out there that have had weird encounter experiences and stuff. And, I'm not saying you didn't perceive it or happen or whatever. It's just the whole idea of somebody being able to conquer faster than light travel, proceeding to show up here and mutilate cows and draw pictures in wheat fields and stuff. Come on, let's just dial it down a notch and bring it to reality, right?
Well, the thing is with the UFO crowd is they have a get out of jail free card, the Joker card, if you like. Is because they highly advanced civilization, so they understand physics more than we do.
Right.
So it's almost like they can do whatever the hell they like because they're super advanced, and we're puny humans and don't understand it.
But if you can conquer faster than light travel, think of medical sensors and technology we have right now, and how far advanced it would be if we could figure out faster than light travel to the point where we had a ship that could do it. We would have tricorders like Dr. Bones there, and we'd be able to just point a thing at you and go, yep, okay, I know everything about you. You wouldn't have to mutilate a cow. This is the what I'm like, this is the thing I'm getting at, right?
Yes. The dichotomy of technology,
right? If aliens were here truly watching us right now, we wouldn't know because they'd be so far advanced. It would be like Star Trek, and they'd have a big watch thing on a cliff, except to us it's just a cliff, and unless Data starts running through a field in a poorly shot scene, it's you wouldn't know.
Well, the funny thing is, you can go on to like sex toy websites, and you can get a simulated bum hole. You don't need to actually probe every single farmer in America. Just do it. Just get a simulated one.
Yeah. And how come you're not probing tech billionaires and shit? How come it's always Billy Bob, and whatnot, I'm just saying, when you really think about all of it, sure, there is the possibility that aliens are actually going, wow, look at this society. They're right on the verge of destroying themselves. Let's watch and see if they do or not. That makes total sense, right? Because they'd be so far advanced that it'd be like having an ant colony, right?
Do you think they got YouTube channels like those Ukraine ones I was talking about earlier, saying this clickbait, Earth is about to blow itself up. Watch live with us.
I just hope it's not like South Park, where if we realize we're the reality show, they just destroy the planet and move on,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get canceled.
Yeah. Yeah, that's harsh.
Yeah, turns out life, the universe, and everything in it is all about reality TV. Doesn't that suck?
See, okay, moving on from that, but it's on a very, very similar slant. is I realized the other day when I think it was just like I was watching something about UFOs and all the gibberish that comes out of it, and then there was some other show about ghosts and spooks, and then you sort of like realize, oh, excuse me a sec. You realize you got like a whole genre of the film industry pumping out movies about not just spooks but paranormal stuff, where it's going to kill you, it's going to drag you under the stairs, it's going to beat the crap out of you. All this sort of like weird paranormal stuff.
Yeah,
which has zero evidence for.
Yeah.
None of it is true.
I do have evidence for one thing. Aussie T has gifted memberships yet again. That's got to be about 40 billion memberships. We're talking galactic levels of memberships that Aussie T has gifted, probably just today alone on YouTube. I swear to God, about 24% of all YouTube members were gifted by Aussie T at this point. We're talking 20% of the planet, probably. And those memberships went to the Surreal Taco, Rick the Ukrainian, Clive Wells, Scott Brisen, and Cheryl Watley. So welcome to the family, everybody. And Aussie T, thank you again. The internet thanks you. I at this point, I think the CEO of Google himself, Alphabet, is going to have to come down and give you an award for literally making sure that he can afford another Bentley. That's amazing. What, are you still dying over there? Die in your own time. We have a show to do.
Yeah, I was making some strange noises. I didn't think you'd want to hear them. But ghosties and ghoulies and poltergeists and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Why is that such a prevalent thing in movies, that when it's just literally born out of from nothing?
I think in movies, because there's this thing where if you can do it right and get it done properly, it really, really evokes emotion and response in people. But so many of them come across as slightly B that it gets lost on everything, right?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this stuff from the movies started off as the B movies anyway. But it's become like part of the mainstream and really big, some really, really big movies. And let's face it, people love to be scared and have scary stuff. But I just think it's fascinating that this whole genre that has come from this is just literally from nothing. It's like Victorians sitting around a table with a Ouija board going, woo.
Could it be that scripts are usually easy to write on that? Because okay, you take 7 sorority girls, you put them in an environment with a killer, and one by one you come up with dumb reasons for them to be alone. Movie. Right?
Yeah, but the killer's got to be a spooky, ghosty killer, not just an ordinary killer.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Or you can just shake the camera around a lot and not really show anything.
I mean, there's another movie you can make with about 7 sorority girls that go into the woods, and that's a different movie style altogether.
No. We're a family-friendly show here, God damn it. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I was going to say they were going to do some knitting and reading and stuff. I don't know. I know what you're thinking of, you dirty-minded little sod.
Yeah, well, that's true. But we'll leave that for, an after hours show. Never mind.
Right, carry on, Dick. I've got another thing to do now. I've got to blow my nose.
Oh, okay. All right. I honestly, when he says he's got to blow his nose, I really believe that he's just got Pornhub on a side screen, and right now he's just doing that moment, and we don't want to be a part of that, right? Nah. So, there's the idea.
I tell you what. If I filled all these tissues around me by watching Pornhub, I'm impressed.
You'd be asleep for a week. Just and dehydrated.
Oh dear. Sorry, I interrupted you. You were going to say something profound.
Oh, I was going to mention the whole idea of members movie night that we're about to do now that the server's ready and stuff, right? So membership is going well. And what we're going to be doing coming up, because the Discord server will be back up and running, is we're going to do a monthly movie night with all the members and soon to be Patreons, because we're changing the structure of things. More on that coming up. We do think we finally figured it out, though. It probably only took about 48 beer worth of conversation, but we got there. But the movie night thing would be the conversation part goes live on YouTube as a show. And then everybody hanging out, chatting and whatnot would be done through a members only room in the Discord. And the movie will be broadcast to everybody so we can all watch along at the same time. And we'll watch like classic movies that pretty much is everybody's seen. So, if it's their little chatter and laughter moments and we're all goofing around and stuff, it doesn't matter. You know what's going on anyway.
Well, I was curious to ask the people in the chat what kind of movies they would like to see. Not that we're going to take any kind of inspiration from them, because we'll just do what we want to do. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, we can broadcast anything we want. We don't have to worry about like copyright and stuff. Strange Love, great call, Don.
Yeah, I guarantee one of them is not going to be The Princess Bride.
I haven't seen it yet, so that would ruin it for me. I have to watch it first.
No, you don't want to watch it.
Yeah. Rose Rowley, member for 3 months. Membership shout out here. You guys are doing a really good job. Well, that's awesome to hear. Thanks, Rose. Thank you very much.
Considering the state I'm in.
Yeah. He's dying. I'm half wasted. So
yeah, maybe it just means you.
Yeah, it probably means me putting up with you because of all your fucking crap right now.
Yeah, you're doing a great job as my carer.
Yeah. Thank God I don't live in the UK.
Yeah. So does the UK, thank God.
Oh, if I lived anywhere near you right now, it would be, but could you just bring me over 2 boxes of wine and a pickle? Okay, I did that yesterday, but sure.
Could you rub some cream into my nipples?
Yeah. Can you just stop over at the diddly squat Clarkson's farm shop and get me $70 worth of milk, like a liter?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I need some quail's eggs.
Oh, man, you get a lot of them around here. We have, literally, I know it sounds strange because quail are birds, but we have herds of them that run around here. And they're literally like a herd. There'll be 80 of them, and they'll be running around as this weird school of fish that run together on the ground. And they'll run out into the road, and there'll be cars coming at them, and right till the last second, they try to run away, and just before they're going to die, they finally fly.
I could just see that.
Yeah, quail.
I know. I can see that scene in Jurassic Park with the Gallimimus.
Yeah,
they go, they're flocking, but they're flocking this way.
They're literally only 500 years or so of evolution away from being flightless, and they'll just be the next chicken. They're hilarious.
Too small for chicken.
Yeah. And they do that stupid little laugh thing. It's just hilarious. Yeah, around here. Yeah, they have the funniest little sounds they make, man. It's hilarious.
That's the noise I make when I squeeze tits.
Oh, I was so scared how you were going to finish that sentence.
But not since the court case. It doesn't happen very often.
Too funny. Hold on a second here. Now it's my turn to die.
Oh no.
This CBD stuff that I bought, that joint I was smoking there, it's so thick. The smoke that comes off it, I can barely puff it. It's killing me. But it's a really happy place to be. No, but it seems to be a lot stronger in THC than the box claimed, let me tell you. Holy shit.
All right, then. Come on, then, Dick. I've done I've done the things that piss me off. What about you?
Well, I did radio. Everybody knows that I like a good rant on right to repair, and there's some really bad examples that are getting worse and worse out there on this subject. But what really pisses me off is companies that are brutal for right to repair are now switching their garbage to subscriptions in areas where it makes no sense at all. And I urge everybody to resist. Say fuck you and let people know that this is bullshit. Yeah. Louis Rossman, love him. I watch a lot of his stuff, and I'm totally the exact kind of warrior against this crap that he is.
Do you know something? We've got a thing that's happening in the UK, right? A lot of people will know about it, the Londoners especially, and it's the ultra low emission zones where they've been putting cameras up around areas of London, just a few miles away from me. In fact, that if you drive into it, you have to be charged, or you are charged £12.50 just for crossing into that area if your car doesn't meet their low emission standards. Now, interestingly, in the UK, people have been rising up against it.
Yeah.
And at this moment in time, there's practically zero of the cameras are functioning. Because people have been cutting them, and tearing them down.
You guys are finally developing a French attitude. We've had enough. We're going to destroy it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love the French's attitude to that stuff. They are heroes to me when it comes to standing up and saying, "Screw you, we're not taking this crap." I love it.
Well, the problem with the French is they're either going to destroy it or screw it. They can't decide what. But us, we're just tearing them apart.
Yeah, but either way, they do a good job of it. You got to respect it, you know.
Come on, give us a break. Give the Brits, you know, we're doing it now.
Yeah.
So up for the British. They're called Blade Runners, and they're retiring the camera units as they go around. Except they're now going around with like mobile cameras to try to catch people out. But
we've had them for years.
Yeah, but the people who are doing this, because this uprising against it, the people who are manning those cameras are terrified.
Oh, I bet. I mean, they'd be sitting there in like full on riot gear, right? You know?
Yeah, there's going to be people throwing tomatoes at them and all kinds of stuff.
We got apps for our phones over here that let everybody tags where those guys are, so you know right away. It's awesome.
Yeah, we got maps for all the ULEZ cameras and lets you know whether or not they're functioning.
Yeah, I had
madness.
When Felix and I had our last car, we had a Porsche 944 Turbo, an 87 model, and I had that app religiously on my phone because we'd be just flying down a road, and then whoa, baby, you know. But I took competitive driving lessons for a year in Southern Ontario at the Richard Bernard Racing School. So, you know, if I'm a little bit over the speed limit on a back road, I'm not dangerous like a teenager doing it, right? Like I've never crashed a car, you know.
I've only crashed a few.
I've been crashed into a couple of times, but it's never been actually, it was my fault. The first day I got my license, I cracked Mom's car into a pole, but I did it trying to avoid a truck that ran a red light and was about to T-bone me in winter. And I had witnesses and everything. So, you know, it still really isn't my fault.
Well, I have ran into the back of a Rolls Royce. How's about that?
Wow.
Didn't even scratch it.
Well, really, eh? Was it like a expensive one or like a
deal? No, it was a proper, you know, shiny, you know, chrome bumper and everything.
Wow.
What was I driving? A Vauxhall Chevette, I think it was. And it completely duffed in the front end because it's like a wedge.
Yeah.
So it completely duffed in the front of my car, but his chrome bumper was perfectly fine. He goes, on your piffling way, scum.
A friend of mine about 15 years back had a Chevy Chevette, same thing, right? And I didn't understand why he bought it because he was a real muscle car guy. And So one day he brought me into the garage and showed me he had ripped it apart, and he was stuffing in a Chevy 327 engine because the Chevette was rear wheel drive. It's got a transmission tunnel. He had to do a lot of work and whatnot, but he had like a 340 horsepower Chevette. And the first time he drove it, he almost ripped it in half. So they literally had to tear it down and reinforce the entire car with about 600 pounds worth of steel and welding.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the design of that one was the same as ours, because mine was like a hatchback, so it had a big, a big thing on the back. I always wanted to tear it out and turn it into like a time machine, like the DeLorean, and it really, because it's so stupid, because it's such a crappy car. Well, mind you, the DeLorean's a crappy car too, but I just thought it'd be just so funny just to turn it into like the time machine from Back to the Future.
Top Gear US did that, where they had to recreate a movie car on the cheap. And one of them tried to make the DeLorean out of like some Nissan. And in making gull wing doors, they didn't even close. Like when he drove, they would just flop open and stuff.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Oh, well, there was a big phase back in the day. The Starsky and Hutch with the what was that big car? The big Ford,
the Gran Torino.
Yeah. And so it was red with the white stripes down it.
God, I love that car, man. Oh
yeah. Oh no. But in Britain,
but what
probably the same. Probably the same in America. You had so many people doing the same paint job.
Yeah. Oh,
onto whatever crappy car it was.
Yeah. You remember on Top Gear, the guy painted the Reliant Robin with the goddamn stripe. Yeah. That's too funny.
That was so funny.
Yeah. We had a guy in our town when I was like 8 years old or something. This was when I was growing up West Coast. And he had the proper Ford Gran Torino all done up Starsky and Hutch style. And it was like mint perfect. And this was, I think, maybe 78 or 9. Like the show was still pretty much current, right? It was a new car, It was awesome.
Oh yeah, it was a gorgeous car.
And they were
a dog.
Well, they were undercover plainclothes cops because, of course, in that car you would never stand out. Like
no.
It's like Magnum PI in the Ferrari 308 trying to follow somebody as a tail. Who doesn't notice a Ferrari on their ass?
But that was Starsky's car. I mean, Hutch's car was, I can't remember what it was, but it was just
something dull. Yeah,
a real shitty piece of crap.
Yeah.
But that was funny about it though.
Yeah, totally. Another one, classic car in a show like that would have to be the Rockford Files and the Firebird, right? Because in North America, the J-turn, we people my age especially, we call it the Rockford, right? And James Garner did a lot of the driving in that show. All the J-turns, the Rockfords and stuff, he did it. He just didn't do the jumps and stuff,
Yeah, I don't really remember much about the Rockford Files.
So
certainly not the driving scenes.
Oh, they were the best part of it. And he had like a classic gold formula. He had the formula version because he wasn't supposed to be rich, right? But it was always really the full top end model, just without the wing and stuff, dressed down.
Yeah.
No,
I'm just thinking of James Garner. I can't see him in a fast car.
The reason I bring up the Trans Am is my first car when I was 16 was a 78 Trans Am, like full on Smokey and the Bandit. It was fucking awesome.
Did you get a free mustache with it?
No, but at 16 I was able to grow one, except that wasn't rock and roll at 16. Right? Not for me. No, having a mustache was everything to make you look like that adult contemporary 70s guy that's older now. It didn't work. Oh, yeah, TJ Hooker. That's another one. Dunk must be really dying in the background this time.
TJ Hooker?
Yeah.
In what way? Because that was just cop cars, wasn't it? That was just William Shatner in cop cars.
Yeah. But it was funny because Shatner was trying not to be Captain Kirk in every way, shape, and form he could.
Unfortunately, his toupee thought something else.
yeah. The only thing they didn't do on TJ Hooker was let Spock direct an episode.
Hang on, I think he was in one.
Really?
I'm pretty sure he was in one. No, I might be wrong, but I think he was.
Oh, Sally says, could we possibly watch some of these old TV shows as a group? You know,
that's a good idea.
That's an excellent idea. And
Chips.
A few of the core mods that work with CF Beauty in the live chat will let you know, or can confirm. We have our own like private Plex, like Netflix for the Shills, and we have all kinds of shit already, and we can get anything we want for these nights. So yeah, we can watch anything, right? Eric Estrada, yeah, Chips, oh yeah, the whitest teeth you've ever seen. I remember Eric Estrada. There was this guy who was shilling out a mega memory direct marketing, infomercial thing back in the 90s or whatever. And Eric Estrada was one of those guys that was like his shout out, like I studied this guy's stuff and that's when I got the series Chips. And meanwhile, by the time this infomercial was out way back when, people were like, who is he? It was, I can't remember that one. It was Mega Memory. Who did that crap?
No idea.
He's done many infomercials throughout the years based on that kind of thing. Yeah. This guy thrives on, the weak,
See, one of the funny things about all these old TV shows, if you think about, Magnum PI, TJ Hooker, Chips, Hill Street Blues or whatever, you can't actually think of an episode. You can't actually remember a specific episode, can you? Because they all just kind of like merge into a mush.
Right? Like think of the A-Team. When you think of the A-Team, what do you think of? Nothing but da 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 da. Yeah, that's all you know.
The
right?
montage sequence where they're tearing something apart to rebuild it,
Yeah, I always thought it was funny that Top Gear used to use that song when they'd start making shit.
Funny thing, about that is most of those TV shows had the same, musician writing the music. Was it Mike Post?
Mike Post, yeah.
Yeah.
He made a lot of really great theme songs back then.
Yeah,
for sure.
He was prolific.
Yeah, he did that really cool song for Simon and Simon.
Taxi.
Yep.
Yeah. Name it in the chat.
Yeah.
Name your favorite Mike Post. I mean, Hill Street Blues. I think he did that as well. Classic stuff.
Yeah.
Even that Hill Street Blues piece of music actually came out as a single. They released it as a single.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Used to hear it on the radio all the bloody time. Weird.
You know what? I remember that now. I just had to pause for a moment and let the song come into my head. You're right. I do remember that.
Yeah.
I remember too, when I was a kid, there was a news show, W5. And I was shocked one day when I heard their theme song on my Supertramp album. I was like, what the hell? Really? Yeah, I couldn't believe it. That was crazy.
Oh, well, I was telling the kids, talking about like weird music origins. I was telling my kids, the War of the Worlds album, and the song Forever Autumn.
Yeah.
That music for Forever Autumn was actually first written as a jingle for a Lego commercial.
Wow.
And the guys who wrote the jingle for the Lego commercial liked it so much, they ended up writing the song Forever Autumn. Jeff Wayne heard the song, he loved it and wanted to bring it into his album, but he was so cheap, he didn't want to use it because he didn't want to pay them. But in the end, he decided, really good. I'm gonna use it. Yeah.
Now, the other side of that coin would be when the theme song from Friends hit the radio, and we all had to hear that fucking awful tune even more. That was terrible.
Wait a minute, got to do it right.
No, don't you dare! That song was terrible. You know, it was good as a theme song because what the lyrics said fit, right? You know, I'm not a Friends fan. I think I've maybe watched 20 episodes. You know, it was just kind of, wow, you have a multi-million-dollar apartment and you work at a coffee shop. Yeah, okay. But, you know.
Friends was cool. Friends was cool for its time, but you know, when it's like on constantly on the telly, you just go, "Oh God's sake!" Same with The Big Bang Theory and things like that. You know, anything that becomes a really, really popular show does not mean we want to watch it 20 zillion times.
You know what the best thing about The Big Bang Theory was pausing at the very end for that weird credit part that was always some strange bullshit. I love that.
Yeah, we should do that. Actually, I remember. So like. Old computer programs, say computer programs, but TV programs about computers. And at the end of the program, sometimes they would have a bit which you had to pause. You had to video it so you could pause it with your VCR that has a decent pause on it. That has a type-in code, or sometimes they'll actually do a game download on it. So you record the end and and it would give you a game to load. Fucking weird.
I love that. I have learned about some of those cool UK things you guys had that way because we didn't really have it. But there was recently a old computer from the 80s from Canada called something that was discovered, and you couldn't load applications or games or programs on it locally. They all came through cable TV, through a server. But these guys, somebody found a pallet or a few pallets full of them. They got sold online, and then some of the cool retro guys figured out how to rehost the back end and get the stuff working, and now everybody's having a blast with it. And they're really, really cool. But now they're expensive. But in the beginning, whoever was selling them didn't understand what they had. And they were like, yeah, $100, fine. Okay. You know, and meanwhile, now they're like $1,000, you know?
Yeah. It's really weird. Back in the day when I was doing some computer programming, there was a system out there which allowed you to download games through the telephone line. I can't remember what it was called, but somewhere in my filing, I have got a check for 62 pence for the. I mean, I imagine like probably nobody had this thing, or maybe just some rich people or whatever. It's like so bizarre. So I've got an uncashed check somewhere of the money I made on it.
Well, YOLO Baggins, that's how I'm going to pronounce it. I'm not sure there. In the chat, BBS. I used to run a BBS. It was awesome. It was unbelievable. And we used to like pass software from one server to the other down the line. We used to do like phone freaking to get free long distance and the whole bit. I loved it. Anybody in the live chat remember the Blue Box and Captain Crunch? There's some old school hacking for you. Oh, yeah.
Isn't Captain Crunch a cereal?
It is, but they gave away a whistle, and the whistle had the exact tone.
For cracking phones.
Yes, for freaking phones. Exactly. Yep.
Yes.
TTMF. You got it, YOLO. You got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a video recently about hacking and cracking, and had that guy on it who discovered that.
yeah, it was great stuff.
So brilliant.
Yeah, I had myself a Blue Box so I could dial into BBS boards all over North America and whatnot. It was awesome. Oh, yeah. I was lucky when I was younger. My father made a decent living, and if I was to say, oh, blah, blah, and whatnot and so on, he'd be like, yeah, okay, you know, nerdy fucking kid, and get me another computer-y toy. You know, it was great.
You lucky git.
Yeah, it was good. We got our first few computers given to us because the company he worked for, they were like, okay, we're going to start using computers. So here's one so you can learn. And he would just give it to me. There was no way he was doing that. Not a chance.
Shelley Winter says, I got a copyright strike for showing a small clip from Blade Runner.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's funny is I edited together an album of Blade Runner music with mixed in with music from the sounds from the film as well. It's like a 2 hour kind of like piece of an album, as it were. It's art, pure art. And what's funny is I uploaded it to SoundCloud. They were quite happy with it for a while, and then they started deleting it. And I uploaded it to YouTube, even though you could go just about anywhere and listen to the Blade Runner soundtrack as is directly from the albums on YouTube. They said, nope, you can't put yours up. I wasn't even looking for I wasn't even monetizing it. I wanted it to be there for people to listen to.
And this is strange too, because you are the one that did the morphing of Queen and that dude and put his performance back together with Queen, and it's still on your channel and has almost 800,000 views.
Yes, but I got no money from it.
No, and it took you 3 months to do?
Well, it took me about 3 weeks. Oh, I can't remember how long it took me the first one to do, but it took a long time.
We haven't showed that in a while. We should show that coming up.
No, you used to show it on the
DJ night.
DJ nights,
exactly. Yeah, when we didn't give a shit about copyright and stuff, right?
But yeah, they were fun. The whole bunch of them were fun.
Yeah. What do we got here? 53 minutes. Okay, so some people might wonder, our shows are shorter than they used to be. That's on purpose because it's better for the YouTube algorithm and they promote shorter shows better, right? And it's been working for us. But what we can do is on a night when there's some drinking and partying involved, we can always just start another show and keep going.
Yeah. No, I'm all right. If you don't mind the coughing and spluttering.
Well, I might have to do a beer run, which is why I was hinting at the stopping and starting. Come on, keep up.
A serious stop.
Yeah, exactly. Keep up, But, it might have to happen. But we could, if we have to do a stop and start, we could restart on Shills U, the throwaway channel, and actually play some music a bit and have some fun.
You can do that if you want.
Well, you're going to stay up some, aren't you? You must have at least half a box of wine laying around somewhere.
Yeah.
You're probably using it as a chair.
So I'm using it as a drip. You know when you get those hats where you got 2 cans of beer. I got 2 boxes of wine. I got a top hat, like with a huge Victorian top hat that's just like a vat of wine and a straw dripping down.
BME in the chat says, hey, Dawson, you better take a pram and stock up a baby carriage, baby stroller. There's a funny in-joke there to a story I once told, but I don't tell that often. So if you weren't there, you don't know.
Yeah. If the public see Dick Dawson around pushing the pram around, there's going to be calls to the police.
Yeah, and I'm usually staggering. The child was named Barbara for a reason.
PJ says, my cat is making it hard to type. Her arse is against the keyboard, lol. Now, you're lucky, PJ, because cats, what they normally do is they put their front paws on the keyboard and their arse in your face.
Yeah. Well, if the cat's ass is on the keyboard, doesn't that mean you're staring down some pussy at the moment? I mean, I'm not sure you should be complaining. Sally says we could watch Song Remains the Same, the Beatles movie, Spinal Tap. Yeah, that's some good thinking. I like that very much.
Spinal Tap, love it.
We'd also have to watch Eddie and the Cruisers then, I think.
What's that?
It's a guilty pleasure movie of mine. It's very cool.
Is it a biopic?
No, it's It's
Eddie the Cruisers.
It's an average movie about a dude that kind of egos out and almost you know, I'm not going to wreck it, but it's worth watching. It is good.
I will look it up while you're doing your beer run.
Yeah, it's really, really good. On the Dark Side, look up that song. Eddie and the Cruisers, On the Dark Side. It's a good jam. Good rock. Yeah, Annie knows. I love that movie, right? It is good. You know, I shouldn't call it a guilty pleasure because it's just a proper rock and roll movie. You know?
Stephen Barnes says Waterworld, my guilty pleasure.
I didn't watch that for years, and then I did, and I liked it.
I was going to say, which you hadn't. But the Postman's the same thing. You know,
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that's not too bad. It's. Or should I say, it's as good as Waterworld. Which isn't, you know, right up there, but you know, it's
it comes down to a scale. How much Costner ego can you handle in a movie?
Yeah, it's like, you know, once you've done Dance with the Wolves, yeah, it's like that was it for him. That was his pinnacle, his peak.
Oh, at Don and Neil, yeah, Cool World for sure. Yeah,
Cool World, yeah, God, that's a weird movie.
Yeah. I remember when that came out. It was kind of like another studio's response to Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
You know? The Meaning of Life. Everything Monty Python is just everything. That's just a given, right?
Yeah.
Heavy metal. Awesome one, AF. Love heavy metal. I also like South Park's take on heavy metal with Kenny doing the thing with the cat piss and getting stoned and stuff. Fuck, that was funny.
What?
Yeah, you'd have to see it. Trust me. Like, I can't even explain it. Yeah, cheesing.
Yeah.
Barnes says, yeah, it's cheesing. That's it. Damn, that was funny, man.
Mm.
Oh, man, that was funny. But yeah, so why don't I try and figure out if I even have the login for Shills U anymore? You think I'm joking, do you?
Yeah, when was the last time we were there?
Yeah.
Oh no, you were there a few weeks back. You did an impromptu stream.
You know what? That's funny. I don't quite remember that. So that means it should be saved.
No, I saw some of it, and yes, you didn't know you were there.
Yeah, that's really, really good to know. Okay, let's see here. If I bring this up, can this one log me in over there, or am I gonna have to really figure this out? Let's see.
Well, we got a comment from the chat.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
At the Shills, can you give us a little DJ demo? Give us the hourly FCC channel ident and bring in the transition music behind it.
Shit, I should have listened to more. What?
It's in the green room. Read it.
Okay, what am I supposed to do? Okay. Oh, I was in the wrong room this whole time. Can you give us a little DJ demo? Give us the hourly FCC channel light. Oh yeah. Okay. No, it's more like pirate radio. So the FCC can, you know, I was gonna go for a rhyme there, but it was gonna be really nasty. I'm just gonna edit that out. But yeah. Let's see. I'm in the Shills U thing here. Hold on. Let me go to the studio and I'll see if I can like actually make a live stream. I should know how to do this. I've done it once before. Schedule. Hey, look, I can do it. Okay. We already have a thing I can reuse. Oh, this makes it awesome. Okay. Visibility, what is it? 4:07. I'm on Pacific time. So why don't we say 4:20? And that would probably work. Is that good for everybody out there?
No, don't ask them. What do they know?
Well, I wasn't asking you. So okay, here we go. And I can give everybody a link if I can just figure out how to do this YouTube-y crazy stuff. Here we go. Copy. Green room, paste. There's the thing. And here, after show. Here we go, everybody. There's the link.
There are 77 people watching, so we expect at least 78 people watching.
Yeah, I know. We'll probably get about 18.
8. Look if we get 7.
Yeah. But come on over and at least sub to the Shills U so we can get this channel built up a bit and actually, make use of it and have a little fun. I don't know if I've even put CF Beauty as a manager on the channel, so I might have to do that along with my beer run. Hey, Clive, PJ, and Barnes are already over there. Hey, Steve. Okay, cool. So get your punk asses over to Shills U. We are going to say goodbye and hit a couple of buttons, and we'll see you over there, and we'll get into proper debauchery.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Well, fellow babies, cool cats and dirty dogs, thanks for hanging out with us. Big shout out to CF Beauty and her mod team, and big thanks to our research team. Yay! We'll see you on the 42 shows, and we'll see you on the Shills U stupid show. We'll see what happens there. But thank you very much, everybody, for coming. Thanks for your super chats, even though you didn't give us any, but thanks anyway. And we'll see you next time.
It's over. Go home.